Okay, now moving on to the X-Ray Cross concept. This is the third cross concept we have on the stand, and is really showing how we can take that strategic approach of what you've previously seen then on Vesta, but apply it then to X-Ray. A very strong, robust looking front bumper design with revised chrome blades, the more sculptural application then when it comes to the bumper itself, and the introduction here of this silver, what we call Formula One blade. We wanted to get some subtle differences between the Vesta Cross and the X-Ray Cross. So here we have the accent on the blade itself, whereas on the Vesta Cross we have the accent on the actual skid plate. So these changes obviously give the car a more self-confident, a more robust look on the front. But of course it's very important to come around to the body side where you see most of the other changes. When we come around to the side of the car, you can see once again we have larger wheels. We have the black claddings around the wheel arches, which give a little bit more width and strength to the car. The additional door moldings and darker rocker panel, and that changes the whole proportions of the car, obviously through the increased ground clearance and the addition then of this silver roof rail. The character, once again, similar to on the cross versions of Vesta, is completely changed. When we move around to the rear, similar then once again to the Vesta Cross concept, we have a unique rear bumper, very expressive, two colors. So we're actually applying more black to the rear of the car, and that's because the molding on the door kicks up, so we wanted to get a continued theme around the whole rear. This is obviously giving a totally different impression to the appearance. We have a black glossy roof and a black spoiler, and that gives a completely different appearance and allows the optical glass connection from the front to the rear screen. If we're looking at the bumper itself, you can see it's a very expressive bumper, a lot of shape. We have a dual color effect, and integrated a very three-dimensional skid plate with a dual exhaust system. So once again, trying to change the character of the car and give it a stronger, more robust off-road appearance. So when it comes to the interior, we've given it a fresher approach, and that primarily comes through the introduction of these contrasting panels that we have on the interior's instrument panel. That is sort of designed this way that we can really show off the interesting forms and the graphics that we've incorporated in the sculpture then of the instrument panel itself. Focal point for the driver is of course the cluster. Similar then to the Vesta Cross concept, we have improved illumination, we have a new scaling and graphics, obviously with the orange accent and the orange needles. And this is part of the cross car line strategy that we're developing then specifically then for the cross vehicles. Of course we have a leather steering wheel with a contrasting stitching, once again to improve the whole comfort and quality for the driver himself. To improve the interior comfort, we've now incorporated this fixed armrest into the driver-passenger position. This same color is then applied on the door inserts, which gives harmony throughout the whole interior. You see the same color once again popping up here on the lower part of the tunnel, and is applied to the leather inserts on the seats. The seats themselves with contrasting stitching and piping, and a three-dimensional hot stamped graphic specifically designed then for the X-Ray Cross. This gives the feeling of a completely different interior approach. Of course, having that possibility to have a more personalized appearance and this, let's say, very interesting dual color concept, which applies not only to the inside but through the claddings on the outside, you get a dual color approach.